Hello. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I was trying to get my life together before the live, but thank you for joining. I saw, I've been live a few times, just getting used to doing that. So, um, thanks for joining. This will be another Ask Me Stop Moving So Much. Ask a Therapist Live. I have a couple questions based on previous videos, but if you have any questions, feel free to put that in the chat. The chat won't be in a replay. Just for anybody watching afterwards, it will not be in a replay, so don't look for that. But um, I'm trying to pull up my stuff, my notes. We'll go from there. Okay, so hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or just welcome if you're new. My name is Eboni Harris. I'm a relationship therapist based in Houston, Texas. So again, we're back for the third live of the year. I was supposed to do it last week, but I had tremendous pain in my neck. I think, I've been trying to get active this year. So that whole new year, new me, all of that, my old body was like, nah, you need to sit down. So last week I truly didn't do anything. I think I didn't even record a video for the regular channel. So, but I'm back and feeling a lot better. Hopefully I can get back active and not be in pain every time I try to. But this is another Ask the Therapist Live. I'll be answering and responding to comments from previous videos. That's typically what I do. I have a couple videos that have went very popular or have gotten very popular, and it's a lot of questions on there. And sometimes it's just not enough to do a full video on, so I would do it on my Ask a Therapist. And so I decided to just do a live. And I like the idea of, if people have questions, if you've never been to therapy, if you don't even know what a therapist is or what to expect with a therapist, I like to come on and answer any questions you might have. A little bit about me: I am a relationship therapist. So that is what I specialize in relationships, sex, individuals. So I mostly focus on communication, sex, intimacy, dating, things like that. But I also specialize in like Black mental health and all of that as well. So I've been a therapist for over 10 years based in Texas. And I really enjoy what I do. So if anybody, I like to answer questions. Also, I'm glad that you like the idea. I just think so much of therapy feels like foreign, or it feels like you just don't know what to expect. And so the reality is, therapy is just talking, especially if you do talk therapy. There are different types of therapy. Therapy is just talking, but there is a little bit more nuance to it as far as like, how do you help people and all of that. So, but I wanted to create something where if you have a question, you can ask me. I'll let you know what I can and can't answer as far as if you have questions about therapy, or even like if you're trying to figure out what kind of therapist you need to talk to, like let me know and I can help you find the right therapist for you. So, but today I'm going to start with just a couple of questions from my previous videos. And it's really not even questions. It's just, I saw two comments. So I had a video called, should I date someone? I'm not physically attracted to him. Should I date him? And that came from another video of why do I attract unavailable men? So like that video is now starting to get a little bit more traction. So people are commenting. And one of the common comments I saw was, I'm not attracted to people that are attracted to me. And the comments made me kind of sad, because it was kind of like speaking to like, maybe I just shouldn't be with anybody. There's something wrong with me because I'm not attracted to those that are attracted to me. And I don't know what to do because that's just been my whole life. Right. And in that specific video, I did talk about different types of attraction. So we have like physical attraction, financial attraction, emotional attraction. It's all different types of attraction we can have. But most of the time, what we focus on is physical, and or we call it chemistry, right? And the struggle is, if we are so focused on like, oh, I don't feel any physical chemistry, I don't feel any physical attraction, then we miss other things that could be there. So I wanted to start with just understanding that there's nothing wrong with not being attracted to people that are attracted to you. It's a common thing, and it happens way more often than you think. I think if you talk to anyone, a lot of people will have people say, oh yeah, this person was interested, or they seem like they like me, but I just couldn't see it. I wasn't feeling it, or whatever that is, right? It's just something like, I appreciate that they like me, or maybe they're a good guy or a nice guy or a nice girl or whatever, but for whatever reason, I just wasn't attracted to them. It happens. And so it's not an uncommon thing. I think you just have to tap a little bit more into like, why is that happening, right? So if we're focusing on physical attraction, then what are you basing that on, right? most of us, if we have media, if you're on YouTube, if you watch TV, no matter where you live around the world, your ideas around beauty are influenced by Eurocentric standards. And so there are very specific things that we talk about when we talk about Eurocentric, right? Lighter skin, a lot of times thinner, certain features in your face, like smaller nose and, high cheekbones and all of this. Those are the things that influence us when it comes to dating and attraction. And so we have to acknowledge that, one, that is something that influences us, that's something that impacts us, and that might have skewed what we view as physical attraction. On the other side of that, and what we view as not, right? Because sometimes it's like, oh, well, he has this or she has that going on and I don't like that. And it's like, well, why is that such a thing? Why does that even register so highly on your list of things? The other side is that we have to understand that also with the media, there's also social groups, right? Who do we spend time with? There's been this whole exposure, I guess is the best way to say it, exposure of men who will talk to, secretly date, and sleep with a particular type of woman with a certain body type or whatever the case may be. Seems like they're extremely attracted to them and all of that. But then publicly, they won't be seen with them. Publicly, they're like, oh no, you're not my type, or I don't want people to judge me if I'm seen with you or whatever. And so there's this disconnect with, okay, so you're actually attracted to this person, but because of your social circle, because of social status and all kind of stuff, colorism, a lot of different things, you choose not to be seen publicly with them, right? And so that's another part of it, is understanding, is it that you're not attracted to them, or is it that you're concerned with how other people will view it, or is who you are attracted to influenced by your social circle and family dynamics, right? So recognizing that if you have a parent that you don't get along with, if you have a parent that you love, if you have siblings, whatever, these different dynamics of like struggling in certain relationships, we can, in a very unconscious way, attribute that to a physical attribute, right? Attribute that to, okay, I'm not attracted to this type of woman or man or whatever because of what we had growing up as well. So just taking some time to really understand like what influences what you find attractive, especially again, we're talking about just physical attraction, but that also goes into the financial attraction piece, right? If you have some type of financial attraction to someone, like what influences that, and really trying to understand, how do I let go of things that are not my own, right? I didn't get to decide that I was going to see a certain type of person on TV growing up, right? And so that has skewed and made me feel like this is all that I'm attracted to. But the reality is there are so many different body types, so many different types of faces, so many different people in the world. And there are probably times when you have been attracted to someone that wasn't conventionally attractive, and maybe that surprised you, whatever the case may be. So not getting so caught up in that physical attraction is extremely important. Now, again, if you watch the video, this isn't to say that physical attraction is not important, right? This isn't to say that you're going to pretend like, okay, I don't like looking at this person's face, but I'm going to still date them. Like, no, I'm not asking you to do that. That's not realistic. I'm not asking you to do that. It's just acknowledging that plays a part, and that you might be able to shift that in a way where it doesn't play such a big role. The other thing I want you to think about is like, what do you desire in a life partner? What do you desire in a spouse, right? What are the attributes? And I can tell you, when I made my list of the person I wanted as a partner, I listed a whole bunch of stuff, but physical attraction was on there, right? And it wasn't on there in a way of like, they need to be 6'2", dark, chiseled. It wasn't like that. It was, I need to be able to find them physically attractive. I need to be able to see them and be like, he cute. Or, or just feel like an attraction toward them, but there wasn't a specific view of how that person needed to look. What was more important to me was the other aspects. And what I know about myself is, when I see those other attributes and those other characteristics, it actually grows my attraction to a person that maybe I wasn't attracted to before. So think about, when you talk about like what you desire and what you want in a life partner, how does attraction play a role in that? Have you ever had a situation where attraction has grown, right? Where you met someone and you were like, oh, okay, I'm not really looking at them like that. I'm not really seeing them like that. But we spend time together, we hang out, I get to know them, and it's like, oh, okay, never thought of them that way, but now I'm getting more attracted to them. Or vice versa, where you have seen someone and you weren't attracted to them, or you were attracted to them and you thought they were so beautiful, so handsome, whatever. And as time went on, you're like, nope, don't like them, can't see it anymore, don't even know why I was attracted to them before, right? Because if that's happened to you, that means that attraction for you is not just physical, right? That means attraction can grow. That means that you can start to find other aspects of someone and say, you know what, they may not have been my type before, but these other characteristics that they have really do make me enjoy their presence. And it does bring I do have some attraction with them, and I can feel some connection with them. Okay. And just recognizing that we can become attracted to what is familiar. And so a lot of times what I found in my work is that when you are attracted to someone or when you're not attracted to someone, a lot of times it is based on previous experiences, or it's based on these like notions of like this type of person can provide XYZ. And so that's what I find attractive. This is also going into like that emotionally unavailable thing. Sometimes we are more attracted to emotionally unavailable people. That's because we got some stuff we need to work on. That's because we need to work on our emotional availability. That's because we struggle. We get connected to people really, really quickly versus waiting and giving some time to get to know that person. We get extremely connected and feel like, okay, I want to be with them. And so what you want to start doing, give me a second. What you want to start doing is like, how do I start to spend time around people or the type of person that I want to be with overall, right? Not just looking at physical attraction, but characteristics, personality, how you enjoy your time with them. How do you, if you start spending time with those type of people, again, it starts to become more familiar as far as like, okay, this is the type of energy I like, which can translate into attraction. But the more that you spend time with those type of people, the easier it is for you to identify it in other people, right? And I'm trying to think of a way to explain that. Like, if I feel like, okay, this is the person I'm always attracted to. They're emotionally unavailable. They, when they're around, we have a good time. It's all exciting and fun and all this other stuff. But when they're not around, they don't want to reach out to me. And so it creates this like nervous energy, which is chemistry a lot of times. Chemistry is sometimes just nervous energy. But, and so I kind of have this like push and pull, and it's up and down, and it's really the chaos that I'm attracted to, right? It's really I just realized my microphone is so far away. It's really the chaos. It's really the fun, which is that will he, won't he, will she, won't she, do they like me, do they not like me, and all of that, versus the stability of who they are. And so if that's the case, if you find that to be what you're mostly attracted to, but you say you want a stable relationship, you say you want someone who's consistent, you say you want someone who you don't have to worry about a question or think maybe they will leave or whatever, then start spending more time with people like that, right? That's friend groups, that's family, that's whoever. Like, I'm not saying just only dating, but in general, spend time with consistent people. Spend time with reliable people. Spend time with people that will show up and be there, and that will shift what you see as a healthy, stable relationship. Because then when you're dating someone, you start to realize you become less and less attracted to that inconsistency. The more that you have these other relationships where you kind of say, wait, this feels good. Wait, I don't have to think and worry and be nervous all the time. I actually get to like enjoy and just be present, right? And let me just say this, if you struggle with that, which a lot of people do, a lot of people struggle with like when things are normal and consistent, they're like, oh, I don't like this. This is boring. I don't like it. I don't like it. That means there's some work you need to do, right? That means you need to talk to somebody and really tap into like, why is the chaos so attractive to you? Tons of reasons. Actually, as I'm thinking, I might do a video on that, but there are tons of reasons why chaos is attractive to us. But spend time with people that create stability and calm and peace and all of that, and really learn how to lean into that feeling, so that when you meet people that invoke that same emotion, you will start to say, wait, I do like this though, right? And then you start to find attraction in other ways. So again, it's not uncommon at all to feel like people that like me, I don't like them. I've experienced it. I know plenty of people that have experienced it. That does not mean that you have to date them. That does not mean you need to like give people a chance that you don't physically like at all. But I do think there's something to allowing space to have these people around, or have people around you that that do give that more like positive, calming feeling, as opposed to the up and down of chemistry, or the chaos of will they, won't they. So don't date people just because they're nice, but also don't write somebody off just because you like, oh, I'm not attracted to them, and that's that, right? Because attraction can grow. And especially once you do your work, it's once you start doing your work around why you date certain people, why you're attracted to certain people, why you struggle when it comes to relationships, you'll be surprised how many people you actually find attractive that you never would have thought of, right? Because of whatever reason. And it never is like a, oh, I thought this because this person was too skinny or too big. It's never that clear. It just feels like, I could date somebody that looked like that or that showed up like that or presented like that. And specifically if it's more superficial. When I say superficial, I'm not saying like the way your face is set up, because yes, people's faces are set up and sometimes we're attracted to it, sometimes we're not. But if it's superficial, like the way they dress or whatever, like people's styles change all the time. People's like the way they go about the work, it changes a lot, right? And it just depends on, my biggest thing is, how are you taking care of yourself? I think is the best way I can say it. When I look at the physical, how you show up, how you dress, how you present, I'm more thinking of do you care about yourself? Do you love yourself? Right. And so I know when I talked about colorism, but the other part is like fat phobia, right? And with that, it would, if the person is an active person who, care for them, because I try to care for myself. I'm not the most active person. I'm also not the skinniest person, whatever, but I try to care for myself in a certain way, and I try to love on myself a certain way. And so if you show that you love on yourself and you care and all that kind of stuff, then I can't make an assumption based on how you look physically. Like, I have to get to know you to see that part of you. So that means I can't put up a wall just because you don't physically look like I think you should look, because a lot of that is based in bias anyway, right? We try to assume, oh, because you look this way, this must mean X, Y, Z, when you don't even know. So really taking the time to get to know people. I'm really big on, even if you don't find yourself physically attracted to someone initially, spend some time with them. And if after you spend a couple times, 2 or 3 times with them, and you're like, nope, I still don't see it, and their personality, I just don't get, like, then, do what you need to do. Cut it off. We don't need to waste time. But I just want you to be clear that sometimes that initial attraction that we have is not based in anything of substance, right? And then when you get to know them, then that attraction can shift one way or the other. It can grow or it can go away. Okay. All right. So long rant. I don't think I expect that to be that long, but so I hope that was helpful. If you, I'm not going to call out people that left the comments, but I hope they see this video and that may be helpful in understanding there's nothing wrong with you. It just may be you're not realizing what your basis of attraction is on. You're not doing the work to kind of get past the physical, if that's all you're focused on, or you may not just be spending a lot of time with people that actually have more substance than just the physical. So hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat. If not, I will probably be logging off very soon. I have to record another video for this week. I'm talking about communication this week. And you can also go to my website, eboniharris.com, and click on other healing options. I have like a relationship toolbox, and I have like free resources, free worksheets, things like that. I'm continuing to add to it all the time. And so if that's something that you would like to see, you can do that. I guess I can type that in here. So yeah, if you have a question, let me know, and I'll just kind of hang out for a second. And if not, then I'm going to head out. This will probably be around the time I'll get on here, just because it's easier for me to do it on Mondays. I don't see actual clients on Mondays. I see clients on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So Mondays in the afternoon is probably the best time for me to jump on. All right. Well, thank you for joining. I'm going to pop this in the chat real quick, just in case you want to see what I have going on. And I will be back on Wednesday with a video around communication. And then this week, I'm also recording. I'm going to start back a little bit of my self-care series, where I try different self-care activities and rate them. So if you have any ideas for a self-care activity, feel free to leave that in the comments. This week, I am doing meal prep, but not me meal prepping, because I've done that, having someone else meal prep. So I'm going to do that and rate that as a self-care activity. So all right. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jamie Lee, for the comment. Thanks for the likes. Again, I'll be here every week. So hope to see you next time. That's all. Bye.